Greetings, artists and designers. Here are the directions for this week. First, you're going to watch the video, Eastern Philosophy Kintsugi. If you haven't watched it yet, there's a link to the video in your one-page handout for this week, as well as in the notes. The next thing that you're going to do is watch this current introduction video that you're watching now. Then you're going to create a piece of artwork or design. The process should be about 100 minutes. Then you're going to create an artist statement haiku. Document your artwork. This could either be through photographing it or scanning it. And then you're going to embed your artwork in haiku into this week's Google Slides presentation in Google Classroom. Questions to ponder. How does the care and love spent on mending and kintsugi encourage us to respect what is damaged, vulnerable, and imperfect in ourselves? How does kintsugi encourage us to respect what is damaged, vulnerable, and imperfect in the people and objects around us? What broken parts of you make you magnificent? This week's art practice prompt choices. You can do one or more of the following. Create a series of 3 or more photographs that capture one or more of the concepts connected to kintsugi. Repair or mindfully mend something you own that is broken. Create a piece using any medium that connects to respecting and honoring vulnerability, imperfection, or the beauty and decay. Create a self-portrait that expresses the broken parts that make you magnificent. And just a quick note, from our first week of class where we studied self-portraits, remember that self-portraits can be symbolic and don't have to be photorealistic or literal. Illuminating and honoring the broken and imperfect. Kintsugi is a Japanese ceramic method and philosophy. Unlike other repair methods, the damage is not camouflaged or hidden, but instead emphasized, revealed, and highlighted with gold lacquer. Much like the Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi, the art form embraces flaws and imperfection. The breakage is recognized and honored, becoming part of the object's history and resulting in it being more beautiful for having been broken. Now I totally embrace kintsugi both in and out of the studio. But as a 7th grader, as you see here, one of the things that I felt was broken about me was my nose, because it had been literally broken. I had a scar on my nose, and what I thought others saw was this, but what they really saw was this. They could probably hardly notice the scar at all. Some artists have explored kintsugi in a really literal way, like this work here, using ceramic and gold lacquer. This artist here takes ceramics and joins them back together to create new and exciting forms. Other artists explore kintsugi in the concepts or the ideas in their art making. Yayoi Kusama said, "I fight pain, anxiety, and fear every day, and the only method I have found that relieves my illness is to keep creating art. I followed the thread of art and somehow discovered a path that would allow me to live." Wengechi Mutu is another artist that embraces the imperfect in everyone. This artist here takes old broken furniture and uses resin to create a new and more exciting piece of furniture. In this series, the artist uses a drill to go into the helmet and create holes to use a traditional fibers method of cross stitch using embroidery floss to create this picture on the helmet. This artist here uses gold lacquer in the cracks of streets and buildings. And here the artist has played around with potholes and literally has potted plants to bring others' awareness to the holes and also the city's awareness to the damage that is on the streets. Jim Basher is another artist that I love that is playing with potholes. He's an installation artist, but also makes pieces that can be hung or exhibited in galleries or homes. These pieces here, he's bringing attention again to potholes. Visible mending is also another way that we can embrace kintsugi by repairing and making things more beautiful for being repaired. There's a great book called Mending Matters that I have linked in some of the notes. This artist is a textile designer in Scotland who repairs some of her old items as well as items of other people, working right back into the original pattern with some of these areas that are different colors. She is creating a new weave in that section. Fixing furniture. I do ask that if you are going to be fixing anything that doesn't directly belong to you, to make sure that you are consulting the people in your home who it may belong to before you go about fixing certain areas of your house. This artist repairs ceramics, mending shoes. Kintsugi is something that I often explore in my own practice. Literally, like in this image here, where I have repaired part of my husband's favorite sweater that had a hole in it. I also connect to kintsugi and wabi-sabi by looking at my surroundings and photographing things that I find to be beautifully worn. This was one of my neighbor's houses when I lived in York, Maine. These were water stains in the attic of one of my apartments that I lived in. The gritty lines of the E-line. A seascape through my windshield on a rainy day. The leftover salt lines in the springtime after many, many winter storms. And through drawing, as well as painting and collage. Once you're done with your piece, you're going to write a haiku as an artist statement. This is a haiku artist statement that I prepared for this body of work. Questioning normal, dark humor is the gateway to what surrounds us. Hope you guys have an awesome week and enjoy these prompts. I can't wait to see what you make. As a reminder, here are the art practice prompts and choices. These can also be found on the one pager that you guys have that is attached in Google Classroom. Have a blast!